Hi all, this is Steve May, the market chartist on behalf of forextraders.com, and we're now taking a look at both the Australian and New Zealand dollars in here versus the US dollar versus the US currency, both within range environments but both really threatening a far more bearish shift in here. So the US dollar is certainly showing a far more positive tone, particularly since the US presidential election results that we saw on Wednesday. So here we look at Aussie dollar, US dollar first of all. You can see really paralysed within a range theme since July in here. The market did have a poke just before the election result actually up to 77.78 above that 77.60 peak from August, but fading back from ahead of this peak from the year and from 78.35, the higher this year from posted back here in April, and the setback from 77.78 is now seen a subsequent plunge lower in here through into the middle of November now since the US election result, and that leaves real threat down to this 74.38 September low. And should we break there, then it sets up really what would be a quadruple topping structure, actually maybe even 5 peaks in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 highs in here, and certainly signaling definitely a bigger double top, but potentially even a multiple topping structure through 74.38, which would then look for a far deeper correction threat than going into November and potentially through year end. If we go into the New Zealand dollar now, similar setup. The market had already exhibited this mini head and shoulders pattern in here, but that kind of neutralized by the push high that we had here in early November. However, the subsequent sell-off in here since the US presidential election result, back from 74.03 ahead of the peak there at 74.85, is potentially setting up an even bigger head and shoulders pattern here, with this being the head, the shoulder, first shoulder over here, and that 74.03 high being the other shoulder. And that would really be fully confirmed down through 70.30. We would see then a more bearish shift in here, a bigger topping structure, and that's the real threat we feel going into mid-November. This has been Steve Miley, the market chartist on behalf of forextraders.com, and I wish you a great trading week.